Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Bolt Crew Podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, and Mario Heron talking Charger football with you around for the next hour or so. Appreciate everybody joining us as we're 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game when the Chargers take on the Detroit Lions. Didn't know, Mario, right there for sure if the opening was going to go, but there it was. It was there, so excited that we're ready to go. We're all in basically regular season or preseason form. We'll start off right now with the topic that became the big topic after we ended our last show, and that's Rashawn Slater. The deal got done. All of you panicked for nothing. Rashawn wasn't freaking out. We weren't freaking out. I'll be honest, you as listeners, y'all were freaking out. We told you exactly how this thing was going to play out and why it was playing out the way it was, and that's exactly what happened. And then now you have Rashawn Slater's ex-wife, very disappointed that her name is mentioned in public all the time about what's going on, and she doesn't want to be a public figure. But this is when there's a large amount of money and you have an ex-husband that was part of the National Football League. Sometimes this stuff happens. Rashawn Slater is one of the best in the NFL at his position. For the Chargers, we now have our guy locked up. It's one of those things Joe Ortiz took care of, Dean Spanos took care of, and we're moving forward to hopefully a very successful 2025 season.
Yeah, it's the biggest deal of the offseason so far is that we extended Rashawn Slater in my eyes, because if you were to not extend him, which nobody on this show thought for 1 second we weren't going to extend him, we all believed he was going to get extended, the Chargers would be in a bad position because you drafted Joe Alt to go along with Rashawn Slater as two bookends that you can plan on being perennial Pro Bowlers, Mario, for the next, 5-10 years? I mean, these are two guys that are so good at what they do. The Chargers are lucky to have them. And we're lucky that Rashawn Slater is going to be the left tackle for this team because Justin Herbert is used to being put on his back. So if you don't have Rashawn Slater out there, now you're watching the NFL draft for which tackle can we take. I'm so happy we avoided that situation.
Look, I am too, and you guys, really nailed it on the head. This was never a Terry McLaurin type of situation. Never a what TJ Watt maybe kind of flirted with Roquan Smith in the past with the Chicago Bears. I remember pretty well. Bosa even had that time with the Chargers when he got his extension. He was holding out for a little bit of period, and there's a little bit of panic there what was going to happen. That I've never felt that. There's never really that type of momentum or energy of that deal's going to get done or he's not going to be a Charger in 2025 and beyond. It's over now. It's done. And, Dave, now we officially say our tackles for the next foreseeable future are the best in the league. And I don't think that's very, bold to say. I think that's a pretty accurate statement. And now we can move on. Now we kind of go. And we just now have to worry about a receiving core that can be good or can be very, very bad.
So here he gets a 4-year, $114 million contract, $92 million guaranteed for Slater. And again, people can talk about money that goes to pro athletes, whatever you think. Look, in the NFL, the money, when you break it down and compare it to other leagues, it's not tremendous. I mean, when you look at, Jason Tatum making $63 million a year for the Celtics, you look at the money Juan Soto gets for the Mets or Ohtani gets from the Dodgers. You can't look at it that way and understand, what's important as far as, the risk. The rosters are gigantic in the NFL. So people always want to get into other people's money. I never really understood it. As a sports fan, there's only one number that the three of us are concerned about, and that's the number in the win column. I mean, that's basically what it comes out to. And then hopefully the number in the trophy case. But that's it. Whatever guys get, they get. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, I will say this, and again, as Rashawn Slater's wife does not, or ex-wife does not play for the Chargers, it would drive me a little bit crazy if my ex all of a sudden signed a deal where she got $92 million guaranteed right after I left the house. That would kind of frustrate me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it would freak me out too. But I'm happy about this. I mean, there's two guys on this offensive line that you can really rely on, and he's one of them. The other guy that we can kind of rely on is Mekhi Becton, who we saw in the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, is just a monster of a man who used to play tackle. That's a really good guard, and we're proud to have him on the team. There's a lot of question marks, Mario, with the other two spots between Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson. What are your thoughts on the Chargers' decision with Zion?
I like the move in making him play on Thursday in the center position. Like, look, if we're going to make this decision to have him be the starting center, let's get him as many reps as possible. And if that means in week, not even one of the season, week one of the preseason, he's going to see some reps at it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's experiment. Let's just see what happens. I'm all for it. Yeah, you're not going to get your best from Detroit, but it doesn't matter. It's still live action and something that's going to be a little different. I don't mind it, Dave. Let's see what we got. No idea is a bad idea on July 29th. What do you know yet? You don't really know a lot until pads are going and guys are going 1,000 miles per hour.
How many guys on this Charger team do you want to see not play in the preseason?
Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack,
Derwin
guys
James.
that have nothing to prove. Derwin James. Yeah, I don't think he has anything to prove.
Probably like 70% of our starters.
Oh boy, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Probably.
You know what? It's funny is I think certain guys have earned their way. I'm fine with very limited time for our two tackles. I'm fine with no time with Derwin James being on the field in preseason. Justin Herbert, don't need to see him on the field in preseason. Khalil Mack, the guys you mentioned. Everyone else, Mario, I'm all in favor of as many reps as possible. That's where I'm at. Number one, I think for this team that hasn't accomplished anything, that it gives the staying hungry attitude, the jobs are open. And also as fans, we want to know which guys are the best guys. As much talent as they might have, I don't know how many guys you can say are sure locks where you go, it's that guy's position for sure for all 17 games.
Josh?
Mario? No, I thought he was talking to you because I think me and Dave
I
are on the
thought
same
he was
page.
going.
I do not agree.
I was waiting for Josh too. I thought Josh froze.
Yeah, no, I
thought you did too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were going. Yeah, my bad. I am frozen here. The Wi-Fi sucks, but I disagree. I disagree with you, Mario, specifically. I don't think that 70% of the guys shouldn't play. Besides Derwin James, Justin Herbert, and Khalil Mack, maybe Tooley and a few other guys, you got to play for your spot, man. There's so many question marks on this team of who's going to be suited up week one as a starter. I want to see what they have. I want to see what Tarheeb still has. I want to see Cam Hart, guys that are competing. Even though we know they're good players, we still don't really know. Junior Colson is a guy that we all have to have our eyes on. What is he going to be? The receivers, right? If you're not looking at these receivers like Keandre Lambert-Smith and Trey Harris as people that can step up in week one against the Chiefs, we are effed because with Mike Williams' retirement and the signing that I don't even want to talk about because it means nothing to this team, you got to make sure these guys can play because Justin Herbert needs somebody to throw the ball to, and there's only one guy we can rely on right now, and that's Ladd McConkey. All eyes need to be on the players that are competing for spots.
See, so I do get that in terms of like the rookies I think should play, right? So like Trey Harris, the guys that they already have playing, Hampton, I want him playing. I want Smith playing. Get those guys those reps in the preseason so when week one does come around and we're in Brazil playing the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not crapping down their leg thinking, oh my God, this is my first NFL game. No, they've kind of been used to it. They've kind of caught up to like the pace of it. The play's going to be a little bit faster, but they're able to adjust right away. Junior Colson makes sense for playing on Thursday because we didn't see a lot of him last year and he still looked like he needed time to kind of develop and get used to the life of being an NFL player. But like Henley, I don't want him out there. Tart in hand, maybe a little bit, and then get him out. Tooley, I don't want him out there. I don't want Derwin James out there. Gilman, I want out there. This might be hot take for you guys, but like, harder still, I would love them to not be out there. I think still hasn't been practicing, so like that's not just that big of a deal if he isn't out there. The tackles, maybe a series and get him out. Tight end spot, all these guys are pretty much tight end force for every other team, so maybe they should be out there. But Herbert, obviously, I don't think should ever see a preseason snap. I mean, what's he going to see in preseason he hasn't seen before? Like, it's just one of I think I've adopted a lot of the Sean McVay attitude where he's literally like, if you are a 1, you will never ever see the field. That's that's McVay's thing, right? If you go on a Rams game, you're gonna see a bunch of guys that were really sick in college.
Yeah, the Rams, obviously, it's not pleasurable for the fans, especially if you're a season ticket holder. The Rams and this preseason games don't mean anything. You know what's always funny about preseason? We say the same thing every single preseason game. They're never going to show you anything that you're going to see when the regular season starts. So why wouldn't you just go into one preseason and actually show them things that you're actually going to use? No one would actually believe you're going to use this stuff. Right? Because every coach, they don't use the stuff. Like, why don't you sit there and go, you know what? This is the 1 year we're going to do it. We have a lot of question marks with a lot of young guys. We're just going to run our offense. And maybe you hold back on blitz packages, but overall, we're going to run the offense we normally run with the normal plays. We're going to run regular games, and everyone's going to assume this is just show. This isn't for real. Right? Because no team would be dumb enough to run their actual offense during the preseason. But if you did it, nobody would believe it. No one's going to take the tape off of it to go, hey, we got to be ready for that play. We got to be ready for what they do when it's 3rd and 3. And this is what the Chargers are going to attack you with. Because, again, no team is dumb enough to run their actual offense during the preseason. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see.
We got a lot of question marks. I mean, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off as I'm answering my own question here, but for example, Mario just said you don't play Justin Herbert. We all agree Justin Herbert should not play in the preseason. So why not run the actual offense with your backup quarterback just in case Justin Herbert isn't there?
One of my biggest gripes that I have is when they run 2 different offenses between the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback. It makes 0 sense at all. Trey Lance should be learning the Justin Herbert offense. Every backup quarterback you should sign that is similar to your starting quarterback so you can have the same offense. It wouldn't make any sense to have it any other way. I'm going to give you some options, Mauro. Only 2 of these 3 guys can ball out in the preseason, okay? Which one are you going to choose? You got Trey Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith, and Darius Davis. 2 out of the 3 get a ball out. 1 guy doesn't look good. Who are you choosing?
I go Smith balls out. Can I rephrase it doesn't look good until it just doesn't get a lot of opportunities? That I'd say it's hair. Like it just he's not gonna get as many, he's not gonna get the targets, he's not gonna get like it's just gonna be like a kind of a nothing burger where it's like, oh, he had like 2 catches for 8 yards. And you can't take off it.
This game that I'm just making up on the fly, they all get opportunities and get chances to look good.
Okay. All right. So I'll go. You're going to make me go against my boy. I'll go Davis. Maybe struggles a little bit. Not struggles, just maybe he just doesn't really care.
Man, you could kill me. I love how you get attached to guys that you don't even know.
I'll take a bullet for Darius Davis.
Dude, what would he do for Michael Bandy? I don't even want to know.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean you're all in. Josh, I like the question. Yeah, I mean for me it's Davis is the one. I'm kind of done with Davis. I know what Davis can do. So I want to see Trey Harris. I want to see KLS. I want to see those guys do extremely well. I mean, I'm really excited for what I'm hearing. From everything we're hearing, I'm really excited that maybe this wide receiver room isn't as bad as maybe we thought it was, or as much as I thought it was. If these guys can step up as young as they are, I'm ready to go.
And that's where I stand as well. If you have 2 rookies where you really don't know what you have and they look great, you're so excited for the regular season. If Darius Davis looks great, you're like, that's awesome. But I also know Darius Davis. Is this smoke and mirrors? Is this something that can actually happen? And another reason I want KLS to look good, Mario, is because that opens up the offense for guys like Darius Davis who can be in different packages like Darren Sproles was in the Phillip Rivers days where you have him running all these weird things that only he could do. So I think the Chargers have a lot of creativity on their hands. Greg Roman is known for not being creative, but this is a chance for him to maybe save his job and make different packages for players that have unique skill sets like KLS and Darius Davis.
And I think too with Smith, all I would want to see is like we saw in college, he had 5 catches of 50 yards or more, and that was 3rd most in the FBS. I just like if you just had one of those where it's just a deep bomb and he catches it, that is enough for me to turn the TV off, get on this mic and go, top 4 rookie wideout. You know what I mean? Like that's just, I'm already jumping to that conclusion. That's just one of those overhyped things, Dave, that like I can't stop my brain from going to like, okay, this guy's not going to be the most insane player of all time. He's going to be the best receiver in the league. But we do that every preseason, right? There's always like a quarterback that kind of balls out and you're like, wait a minute.
Yep. We do. I mean, I've done it for years. I remember, as I think I say on this show every single time this time of year, I swear to God, I thought Trevor Gaylor was going to be a gigantic star for the Chargers. He was the next coming to John Jefferson, and couldn't have been more wrong. But it was this time of year where he was getting the same reports you're hearing from KLS right now. That, you know, that's a situation where, hey, hopefully he's as good as everybody says. But I hope that we found a wide receiver room where we're like, man, we got a lot of weapons. I mean, when's the last time we've said that? It's been a long time before you go, man, this team has a lot of weapons. And that would be something that would be absolutely amazing.
It would be great. This is a total transition that's going to be kind of weird, so be prepared here. If you're not familiar with football locker rooms, they're not very friendly to certain activities. And I think Christian Wilkins learned the hard way. It's being reported that one of the reasons he was released was because he kissed a teammate on the head, and the teammate did not find it amusing. And that was one of the few issues that he had with the Raiders. Another issue is that they forced him to have surgery to rehab and come back. And then a video comes out of him dancing to the Backstreet Boys. Does not look good. So when you pair those two things together, the Raiders say, hey, it's better off we release him and move forward without this player that we thought was going to be a cornerstone for our defense for years to come. What are your thoughts, Mario, on the Raiders releasing Christian Wilkins?
You know, the Raiders got a really good deal with him because they got a lot of games from him and he played a lot. 5 games. That's hard. It's really hard to get 5 games out of a player that you give $35 million guaranteed to. That's tough, man. You don't get that a lot. That's Raider pride, baby. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Look, it's it's a real bad situation for Las Vegas. It kind of almost makes sense. He's had not makes sense, but he has had a history, Dave, of like weird incidents where like guys are like, he's just kind of he really pushes it a little bit. And it's like, why would you do that? Like he just has a weird guy is what's been said. And at his age, and anytime you do I got hurt on company time, I want to get better on company time, or like you refuse a surgery that's going to get you back to right now so you're able to play, and you keep saying no to all these things. Oh, and then by the way, the people that signed you and gave you all this money, none of them are there. They're all gone. Yeah. So these new people, they don't give two what's about you. And now you're gone. Very just Raider-esque story. And you can tell they really want it to go away.
Yeah, it is a very Raider story. It is like, we start a lot of sentences, not good for the Raiders. The Raiders run into a lot of stuff where this happens a lot, where unfortunately, you sign somebody or you draft somebody and it's going to work out well. A couple things with Christian Wilkins. One is I don't trust any guy that can do the splits. Okay, that's just one of my pet peeves. Okay. 2, I think there are different ways you can kiss another man and he won't get offended. Okay. Because I got a buddy of mine who has too much to drink and always will grab you by your entire head like a goddamn watermelon and he'll kiss you on the side of the cheek. But it's not weird. He's just telling you, hey, man, I love you, bro. That's one of those deals. And he's whatever happens. Plus, he supplies all the food in his backyard every single time for everybody. So don't complain. If I'm just sitting there like putting my shoes on and a teammate walks over and kisses me on top of the head, I'm not going to like it. I'm just not. It's one of those things with Christian Wilkins. I don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't know what the hell's going on. But, man, when you're in a locker room, that's strange behavior. I've been in a bunch of locker rooms and a bunch of sports for a number of years, and that is different behavior. And I could see why it rubbed people the wrong way. Maybe that's a bad choice of words, but you know what I mean. But the Raiders and Pete Carroll said, you know what, we're making a change. And good for the Raiders for saying that's it. And, hey, what did he play? 5 games, so he got $7 million a game? Fantastic.
Oh my God. B. Hannon says Tony Soprano kissed everyone.
Yeah, but it's an Italian thing. That's an Italian thing. By the way,
not the same thing. Yeah, not the same thing.
Okay, I got a question on that too. I know you got a point to make. So Mario's Italian, Josh is Italian. When Italians come to the United States or a lot of Europeans, it throws me off the double kiss. Because number one, I always think it's weird when someone kisses you on the cheek, but then they come back around and they get you on the other cheek. And I'm like, how long do I lean in for? And 2, is it acceptable behavior? Is it bizarre behavior? It's always catch me off guard. I'm never ready for the double kiss. You know?
I don't think anybody is. You got to be mentally prepared for that type of action. A1 James comes in and says Tom Telesco signed both Christian Wilkins and J.C. Jackson. He's 100% correct. He did sign both those players. He's also the same guy that drafted Jerry Tillery, who's might be my least favorite Charger of the last 5 years. I can't stand Jerry Tillery. I mean, a lot of us in this chat have played football, played on teams. There's a difference between messing around with your friends and, like Dave said, kiss him on the chink or doing something like that, and then kissing guy on the head when he's not expecting it. I mean, and on most football teams, you're going to get a bad reaction. Like everybody knows that's what's going to happen in the football locker room. Have you ever seen the movie Remember the Titans with Sunshine?
Yeah, Sunshine.
Yeah, Bertier did not like that. Yeah, Bertier didn't like the kiss on the lips. Christian Wilkins is a guy that has always been a good player going back to his Clemson days, as hard as that is for me to say, but his behavior has always been odd. I'll just leave it at that. The Raiders had a chance to draft Dexter Lawrence, who's one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. He's a freak for the New York Giants, Sexy Dexy, as he goes by. And they said, nope, Mario, we're going to go with Cleveland Farrell with the number 4 pick, who's the third best out of all 3 guys. And then, we're going to right our wrongs, and we're going to sign Christian Wilkins. And guess what? Neither one worked out for these Raiders. Don't feel bad for them at all. But it's just hilarious that the Raiders, they missed on the one guy who could possibly be a Hall of Famer. And that's the most Raiders thing of all time.
I imagine there's a lot more to this story as well. Obviously, the injury thing is big where he just
for
not
sure.
gonna. Yeah. Like, obviously, that's a big one, and that's something that's going to bother a lot of execs and coaches and can get you on the bad side of a lot of those guys. But there's no way there's just one incident happened, and they're like, all right, that's it. Like, there's a lead up. And it just, how this is covered too, Dave, it's very, like, it's just funny how all the sources are just like, it's odd. And that's all they say. And you're like, that makes this so much weirder. Like, what is he in the Epstein files? What's going on, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they're treating it.
I think the number one thing that got him kicked off the team was the on-video dancing. I mean, that was it. When you aren't healthy enough to get on a football field, I mean, obviously NFL teams are paying you a lot of money, number one, which I think honestly is secondary. It's about winning games. And if you aren't doing what you need to recover to get on the field to win games, that rubs people the wrong way. Pete Carroll's a veteran coach. You're paying the guy a lot of money, the combination of that. But the fact you're sitting there dancing and there's a video and it doesn't look good for the fan base. I mean, we all saw it, right? It was all over the place. The Raiders saw it. They didn't care for it and going, this guy's not available, but he can basically do a full dance when the right song comes on. I remember when I was a kid, and this will, you guys weren't even born, a couple years before Josh was born. I'm a big Dodger fan, and the Dodgers signed Darryl Strawberry to a 5-year, $25 million contract. And he comes over from the Mets. He's coming back home to LA. And Darryl Strawberry all of a sudden has back issues. Well, man, I swing by the Roxbury. You guys remember the movie The Roxbury? And there's Darryl Strawberry dancing his ass off in the Roxbury. And I'm like, this son of a gun can't bat for the Dodgers and can't play, but he's sitting there having no problem with how many girls want to dance with him, and he's going at it. And I was like, this guy does not have a bad back. Extremely frustrating.
Yeah. That's super frustrating. Yes, he did grab Josh Allen's crotch. We've seen that video as well. We're not going to play that video. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't know. And then the fact that he allows his teammate to record him and he knows it's being done, he's just dumb, right? Like, how stupid could you be? It's almost as bad as the CEO from Astronomers suing Coldplay for getting caught on the Jumbotron. Like, what are we doing? What world do we live in?
He's suing?
Yeah.
He is suing.
He's doubling down on bad decisions.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, Mario, let's walk through this real quick. He said, I'm going to go to the Boston Garden. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Boston Garden at a sold out show with my mistress. And then I'm going to be shocked that I got caught. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, crazy, right? So good luck to him. Just kidding. I hope he gets thrown out of court. All right. The next topic we have here.
What's funny is that, they would say everything's just on a 48-hour news cycle and people are going to forget about it. Like, he will not let this thing go by bringing this back into the fold, taking this to court. It's like, dude, you won't let it go. You're going to get thrown out of court. You're a joke. It's what a horrible life decision. This guy's not even a good CEO of his own life.
Yeah. What kind of lesson that for your kids? Just dude, take the L. Just wear it. Come on, move on.
Yeah.
That
Good
exactly. People don't do a good enough job nowadays just eating the loss. Eat the loss,
Yeah.
watch the film, get better.
Dude, I love when people eat losses on Twitter. Like when they go after Jeff Passan and then he goes after them and then they go, hand up, that's on me. And then they leave the conversation. I love it. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, hold on. Forget about any of exactly what he did. The storyline is so crazy. Like if we turned on the show today and Mario said, guys, I got breaking news for you. And we're like, what happened, Mario? Guys, I'm suing Coldplay. Just to even say I'm the guy that sued Coldplay is bizarre.
It's tough luck.
Crazy.
Right? It's a tough one.
Drake got, he waved the right flag. Went out to Kendrick a little bit, was like, you know what, that's kind of a bad idea. You're now at Super Bowl halftime show calling me a you know what. It's a tough one, fellas. I'm just gonna go release this album with Next Party Party Next Door. That's the name.
Yeah, poor Drake, man. Poor Drake. All right, we got 4 teams that are already in Super Bowl contention. So we already did on our last show 4 teams that have 0% chance of making it to the Super Bowl. We have 4 teams that are in the best position to make it to this year's upcoming Super Bowl. Dave, do you want to start with your 4 teams? Or are we going to go one at a time?
4.
How do you guys want to do this?
I'm gonna go with my 4, and I'm not picking the Chargers just because if I say Chargers, you guys all expect it. I'm gonna go 4 teams, 2 from each side. All right. So I'm gonna go in the NFC. I'm gonna go with the Rams, and I'm going with the Eagles. And I'm looking at all these power rankings, and I see the Rams as far back as like number 12 on these lists. Remember, the Rams did a pretty good job, actually the closest team to knocking the Eagles out in the postseason and getting by them in the snow on the road. I think the Rams are a better team than they were a year ago. I like the Rams in the NFC a lot. So the Rams and Eagles are my 2 top teams in the NFC. I know the Commanders are the second sexy choice. And in the AFC, taking the Chargers out of it, I'm going to go with the Bills and the Ravens, and I'm going to take the Chiefs out of it also, which I know a lot of people say the Chiefs aren't automatic. But I'm taking the Chiefs out, and I'm going Ravens, Bills, AFC, Eagles, Rams, NFC.
All right. Hard to argue that, Mario. I think those are 4 great teams. What do you have on your list?
Yeah. So I was trying to get bold with it, but in doing so, I just felt like more of a loser, and just play the hits a little bit. So I have Kansas City is the obvious for me. They're
Always
the
there.
Patriots of this era. Yeah, they're always there. The tackle that they drafted looks like he is everything and more that they thought he was going to be. That's going to be a huge issue. They're actually 4th in Super Bowl odds according to FanDuel to win the title, and I think that's just absolutely insane. Like if you're getting them 8-1 now, I think you should probably hop on it. But so I think Kansas City. And look, I doubted them last year. I thought they were going to have a really rough year. They didn't. They just kicked me right in the nuts and laughed in my face about it, but that's fine because I love the QB, and that's the Bills and Josh Allen. They're the other ones in the AFC. I did similar to you, Dave. I did 2-2. The reigning Super Bowl champions, Eagles. I think this team is probably as good or maybe even better as it was last year. They just do. They make all the right decisions. As long as Vic Fangio is a defensive coordinator of that team, they're going to be one of the better teams in the NFL, bar none. And then the other team, I looked at the Rams for a really long time, and I thought about the Rams over and over again, but I just couldn't take them out on the date. And then I went over to Detroit, and I flirted with them a little bit. And then I remember they lost both their coordinators, and I was like, I don't know. And the team that I'm in love with, it's like if
Can I
you
guess?
have your yeah,
You're going to say 49ers, aren't you?
40 freaking Niners. I'm in love with them. They were my first kiss and then never talked to me after that. And I'm just still chasing them. Just still checking in. Hey, how you doing? How's the new city?
What?
How's the apartment? Is it treating you nice? You still love Justin Bieber?
Interesting. So who do you think's a better team, Mario? Rams or 49ers?
I mean, all around probably Rams, but Niners will have a better record.
Ooh, I like that. That's interesting. I don't think you're crazy. All right, so my list is a little bit different. I chose 3 teams from the NFC because I think it's just more wide open. So I think you have a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl if the conference is weaker, which I think it definitely is. I got the Eagles, which I think is the best team in the NFL. I got the Rams, who I think are maybe the second or third best team in the NFL. I got the Lions. I think they have a lot to prove. And I have the Ravens, who I think have the most to prove of any team in the AFC with high expectations. Right now, people think the Chargers are going to be good. The Broncos are going to be good. I don't know how many teams think those 2 teams are going to make it to the Super Bowl, even though we believe that could happen. Ravens are tired of getting kicked in the face, right? Every year, Lamar Jackson fails in the playoffs. Everybody wonders if he's that guy. Derrick Henry has how many good years left? Maybe 2 or 3. He has a lot to prove as well, as he's never made it to the big game as well. So I think those are the 4 teams for me. Do I think it was the 4 best teams? No, probably throw the Chiefs in there as well. But I have a feeling Patrick Mahomes is going to go down with an injury this year. I have a weird feeling. I don't know why. So those are my 4 teams. I got the Rams, Eagles, Lions, and the Ravens.
No Bills for you.
No Bills.
Look, this is my thing with the Bills. I'm so tired of the Bills. I don't dislike them or anything like that. It's just I'm so tired of the Bills. Every year we go into the season, they talk about the Bills. I feel like last season the Bills had a lot of things go their way. And they still didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen is a ticking time bomb for me. I mean, how many hits can somebody take before going down? We saw this happen with Cam Newton, right? He looked like he was invincible, and then he goes down, and he's not the same again. Josh Allen, it's bound to happen. You just cannot take that many hits and expect to play 17 games every year.
So teams that you feel most comfortable to break through, Ravens or Bills? Are you guys both going Ravens?
I'm going Ravens.
You know what? I tell you, Lamar Jackson hasn't proven. I know neither has Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, I don't know what the hell happens in the postseason with Lamar Jackson. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the Ravens roster is ridiculous, and the coach is fantastic. And I don't know. He
did enough to win.
Over Ravens.
Mark Andrews screwed him. He did enough to win that game.
He did. You're right. I mean, Mark Andrews did screw him over. You're right. It's a tough one. I mean, you have 2 teams. I mean, when are you going to get over the hump? The thing is, the Ravens have a couple Super Bowls, and I know it's not with Lamar Jackson. The Bills just seem like that franchise where God just hates them. You know, like it's not going to work out for you. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things with the Bills.
Did Allen not do enough before Mahomes said, all I need is 10 seconds or however long it was? You know,
yeah, man, it's funny. I'm a Josh Allen fan. I hope he, we say you never wish injury on anybody. I keep thinking the day's going to come. He runs the ball so much, but man, everything this guy does off the field, he's like the anti Aaron Rodgers. Like he does everything right. I don't know if you watch clips of what's going on in camp, but you know, he's hanging out with kids with special needs. When he goes to the military guys, he takes his hat off in respect. And I mean, everything Josh Allen does seems like the right move. It's hard to hate him. At the same time, he's had receivers, big name receivers that have taken shots at him, yet they leave, and he has even a better year. It's one of those where you and Josh Allen has that crazy story where he wasn't that 5-star quarterback and nobody would offer him a scholarship. It's hard to root against Josh Allen.
I don't root against Josh Allen. I do root against Josh Allen because he's on a team that competes with the Chargers. He's a likable guy. I think Joe Burrow is also a likable guy. I think Patrick Mahomes used to be a likable guy. I don't know. Is it possible to be on a dynasty and be the main guy and not be unlikable at some point? Like you do any little thing and everybody's like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate everything about you.
Ooh.
DZ says right there, it goes like our Chargers. I mean, and like, the Bills where, guy just hates them. I'm a big karma guy, man. I think the Chargers, a lot of stuff they've had over the years are karma moves. And I think Dean hopefully has written his wrongs by, doing what he's doing now, where he's gone and put guys in charge, where the more that the Spanos family steps back and let the football guys do the football stuff, the more success they're finally going to have. I thought Alex Spanos, the dad, was a mess. I thought Dean let his sons do too much in the past. I think right now the Chargers actually look like a real football organization, whereas, just karma-wise, I thought Dean did a lot of things wrong for a number of years.
I'm not even kidding when I say I think the Chargers literally made a deal where like we get great weather in San Diego, but our teams are never going to win. Like I literally think that's the actual thing. I'm not. That's not even. I'm not even joking about that. Like you're going to have 70 and sunny 12 months out of the year, but your heart's going to be broken every single season. We're like, okay, we'll take it.
They're in the Dean Spanos is in the Illuminati meeting, and there's like, listen, you're not going to have one day of bad weather, but you're going to be a billionaire, but you're never going to win. Dean goes, come over here, you ugly bastard. I'll shake your hand. That's a damn deal.
Let me ask you a question.
$1 rent's nice too.
If you had to make a deal and the person said to you, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be a billionaire, but you're never going to win. Or you're going to win a Super Bowl, but you're going to lose all of your money. Which one would you choose?
Billionaire. Dude, you would never hear from me again.
Yeah, gotta eat.
Yeah, you gotta eat. I'd also, I think I'd become a billionaire, and I'd just probably become not the best guy. Speak like complete straight with you guys. That's probably the route I'd go.
Just be a jerk.
About to say.
Yeah, I'd probably be a jerk. I'd probably just go to every UFC event, be front row.
Hold on. Let's change the stakes a little bit here, okay? Because look, you win one Super Bowl, there's a new champion 365 days later. But let's say you get a stage, Mario, where you're a billionaire, you win 7 Super Bowls in like 10 years. But after that 10 years, you lose your money. Are you willing to be the guy that was known as winning 7 Super Bowls? Like, crazy, the city loves you. You can take a chance the city's not going to let you sleep in a tent next to the freeway once you lose your money, that people are going to give you money and people love you? Or are you going to be the guy that people hated while you own the team?
All right. Time for a little history lesson. I would do that. And then I would learn from Ulysses S. Grant. He was the war general for the Union, Civil War, beast, won it. And then he was president, but he loved the juice a little too much. So kind of like lost all of his money in the end. And like right before he's about to die, he's like, this is kind of tough one, fellas. I don't have like any money. And then someone was like, brother, you got some stories. Let's write a book, sell the book. You leave some money for your family. That's what I would do. I would just, honestly, I'd probably go down the same road. If I won 7 Super Bowls, I probably would have a bottle of tequila next to me all the time. And then after that runs out, I'd probably go call up, Jim Gray. Like, hey, buddy, let's write a book. I got some nuts stories for you guys. My QB, let me tell you something. And then I'll just spill the stories. Then I look at, Mario Jr. and be like, listen, I blew it, but you have 7 rings. Maybe sell one, like the team you like the least, and then enjoy these book profits. That's what you kind of have.
All right. You aren't going to make $1 billion selling that damn book. I'll tell you that. You're going to be used to,
make a lot.
You're going to be used to that $1 billion budget. All of a sudden, it's going to seem like you don't have any money.
Then it leads to a movie, sell a story, merchandise.
Trying to read this book now.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
Okay.
All right. We got the chat popping. We got 6 chats here so far. We're going to start with Matthew Dahl, $4.99. He says, I'm a truck driver's from Vegas drive to Cali and back 4 days a week. All right, sorry. Wait, are you a truck driver or you're a truck driver's drive? I don't know. He's a truck driver. He said, I'm a truck driver from Vegas, drive to Cali and back 4 days a week. Love the show. The Wilkins story is pretty damn funny. It's pretty damn funny if you're not a Raider fan, right? The Antonio Brown story is pretty damn funny if you're not a Raider fan. Randy Moss going off with the Patriots is hilarious if you're not a Raiders fan. But we're not, so it is hilarious. I love it. I love every second of it.
He's right. All right, well, let me ask you, what if the Chargers signed Christian Wilkins? What would you think?
All for it. Just don't be making out with the guys in the locker room.
Just get the surgery. Yeah. Not hard request, by the way.
Yeah, just keep your hands to yourself in the locker room, please.
And lips. All
right. AK 199 says, Uncle Dave, relax. Do not say anything, please. Okay. That goes with this next comment.
Wait, with this next comment. Oh, I'm about to say.
Yeah,
how long?
There is.
My name's on the
499 from AK. Yeah, no, he's like, stop talking on the show. AK 499. Mario and Josh, let's see how much you believe in the Chargers. What is the key to the Chargers offense in week 1 versus Kansas City? Me and my uncle want an answer. Go first, Mario.
Establish the run it down the throat. I think in order to win that game, you have to have at least over 150 rushing yards, because I don't want to rely on those early young receivers in week 1. I want to rely on Hampton and Najee if he's able to play, and that also running the football keeps Mahomes off the field. So that's what I think the key to the Chargers W in that one.
I agree with Mario. I think when you watch the Super Bowl between the Eagles and the Chiefs, the Eagles dominated the line of scrimmage and it made all the difference in the world. When the Chiefs lost the Bucs in Super Bowl, they got dominated on the line of scrimmage. I don't know if the Chargers have the personnel, Mario, to dominate the line of scrimmage, but if you win the line of scrimmage, I think you have a great chance of winning this game. Omari and Hampton, all eyes are on him. I don't think I think there's like a 30% chance Najee plays week 1. So I think it's going to be on Hampton's shoulders to carry the load. Pause. John G 199. Do the clips of Cam getting roasted worry you guys? He's talking about Cam Hart. No, this is why I'll go first. It doesn't worry me because I've also seen clips of QJ look like Randy Moss in training camp and it doesn't amount to anything. So as long as you can play in the games, which we know Cam Hart can, I believe. I don't think training camp getting roasted by, the deep fade or whatever it is means too much.
Mario?
Josh, you were in a training camp for Alabama, which is pretty much an NFL team. Like, how many reps do you get a day where you just either some moments you look like you're Peyton Manning, and other moments you look like you're Rex Grossman?
All the time, every player.
Exactly. So like that's my whole thing with these every time. It's like if you really want to cut it up, JJ Watt did the things with stats, Dave. When he's like, you guys are really caring about the stats and practice and training camp, like that's insane. That's kind of how I feel now with these, where it's just anyone can look good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, I mean, no joke. This is not, I don't know if this is a compliment to Josh or a shot at Josh right here. Josh, you had a day at Alabama where you basically do touchdown passes on every cornerback that made it to the NFL and safety that made it to the NFL. Doesn't mean those guys sucked. Those guys made it to the NFL. You know what I mean? Those guys were all really good players. That all happened in practice. It happened. And then look, unfortunately, QJ dropping balls that hit him in the hands that right in front of his chest. Unfortunately, we see those in games, I mean, there's the reason to get upset when QJ does it, but when Hart does it, no, I'm not. I've seen him play. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Miguel Alvarez 199 says, "Thank you guys for the show. Thank you for the show, guys, and the dedication."
Cool,
I appreciate it.
Miguel.
Yeah,
Wonder what
nice.
Miguel, is your kid born yet? Wasn't he the one with the kid?
Did
right?
I?
No,
we should know.
I don't think it was Miguel.
Oh,
Was it Miguel? I don't think it was Miguel.
well, if Miguel, if it is you, what's your shot on the name? If it wasn't you, let's get a kid in there. You look like you could use a kid.
My eyes, suck. Obviously, I can't see. But Miguel, if I'm not mistaken, there's a picture with his post, right? It is interesting to see.
Yes.
It's interesting to see that sometimes now that we have people that are interactive on the show, when we see out what they look like I was trying to picture what everyone on the side looks like, in my head. It's kind of funny. I don't know why I see a name and then you go, oh, that guy must be 6'3", 230, whatever the hell. B. Hannon, I completely misjudged you. I finally saw what B. Hannon looked like this week. I thought B. Hannon was like a 5'10", 135-pound white guy. Not at all. I was way off. Sorry, I thought you worked in an accounting
What
firm.
is he?
I don't know. He's big dude, man. Big guy.
Is
not
he?
not like overweight guy. He's a big normal human being.
Where did you see him?
Like
at?
I think on Instagram.
Stalking him?
But I'm telling you right now, like we'd go to a bar and a fight broke out, he could hold his own. We'd be all right.
Let's go.
Noted. I appreciate it. Yeah. I might need that. AK 499 says Jesse James said.
You see what he wrote? 6'2", 235. Now we're talking. See?
He could do some damage.
He could do some damage. We don't have to be back after we got thrown out going, where the hell is B. Hannon? He was with us. Thinking he's on the ground somewhere. He'd be right with us.
Yeah.
He'll make it out.
Yeah, we're not worried about him.
That's
Jesse James said, Jesse James said, "Keep hopes alive. Ravens will keep." Jesus, AK. Hold on. Jesse James said, "Keep hopes alive. Ravens with Lamar. Laugh my ass off. Herbert, Burrow will win Super Bowl titles before Lamar and Allen."
I hope none of them win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. AK like for really, really hates Lamar Jackson and also hates Josh Allen. Like I need to know where it comes from, AK. Like we don't want them to win, but like I think you actually hate them. I want to know why.
Like Mario hates anything Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's easy. I don't think I think if you think Burrow is gonna win one before Lamar Allen, that's pretty nuts, just considering who his head coach is. Like Lamar and Allen's head coach, I'll take 10 times out of 10 over Zach Taylor.
Same. B Hannon, $5 says, "Would you ever cover a team that you weren't a fan of?" What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, of course. If it's the league, 100%. I've done it. You know, I've covered a bunch of teams. I covered the Clippers for a number of years. You know, for like 10 years, I covered the Clippers. Dude, they used to play when I used to go to these games, Mario, when they played at the old LA Sports Arena. I mean, they had nobody. Like Ken Norman was like their top player. Dude, they play guest attendance. You know, they do that on the scoreboard. I was like, dude, you could physically count from your seat and go, I'm going to go 938 unless there are a couple guys in the bathroom. But I literally can almost nail the exact number of how many people are in this building right now. I've done it.
So you never even got the Blake Griffin years?
I never got those. Nah, Chris Paul. No, I didn't. Damn. I had Lloyd Vaught was probably their best player. All I know is Bill Fitch had the greatest line ever. ever. He said, and Bill Fitch was the coach of the Celtics in 1981 when Larry Bird won the championship, but he ended up being the Clipper coach in the early 90s. And they lost they lost 17 games in a row. The Clippers did to start the season. And he's like, he goes, Dave, this team is so bad. We're the only team in the league that could lose 17 games in a row and then go into a slump. You know, he had a good sense of humor with it. But man, I've never seen guys drink so much alcohol after games like the Clippers did. It'd be a 10-minute cooling off period, and you walk in there and be like 10 beer bottles or beer cans by Ron Harper's feet. And you're like, God dang, man, these guys just completely drinking that loss away. It was amazing.
Like you're really going through it, brother.
Yeah.
10 boys down.
Yeah. Jordan always had 2 beers right after the game. Jordan and Pippen always two MGDs right after every game. Before when you walked in there, they always had 2 down right away.
See, I'm just giving you guys a fair warning. You saying that, I'm going to get a text from my dad being like, Jordan had 2 beers after a game. I can have 3 Mountain Dew vodkas after dinner. It's like, all right, that's a little different. Okay.
Yeah, we just got a big chat right here from 1998. Braden, $100.
Wow.
That's really nice. I appreciate that. Nice. He said, I never get to catch you guys live, but just want to say a big thank you for always being the best Bolts podcast. Keep it up. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
That's extremely nice.
Yeah.
I love you, Braden.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Thank you.
1998. Right, Dave, hell of a year. Hell of a year. Let's go, Braden.
Dave Rant, what do we got?
All right, 2 things. One is Josh and I went to a soccer game, an MLS game on Friday night, and it was San Diego against Nashville. Okay, if you're a soccer fan, I realized I definitely am not a soccer fan. Like I didn't think I was, but I was going to give it a shot, dude. I had to right now. I hated it. I loved being there with Josh and a buddy of ours. I hated it. Like, I'm looking at that clock tick up to 45 minutes so they could get to halftime. And I swear to God, that clock was moving slower, Mario, than if I was on a treadmill. Like, you know, when you're working out and you're looking at the clock and like, dude, when am I going to get to 20 minutes? It was like that. But then before the national anthem, they shoot off all these fireworks and powder and everything else. And they shoot off light blue, because that's the color of the San Diego team. I don't know if you saw this, Mario, on social media, but Josh, as a joke, types out, "It's a boy," and he sends the picture out. Dude, over 300 people have reached out to me to say, congratulations, you're going to be a grandfather. No, that was Josh being a smartass. I couldn't even respond to all of them. There's so many people saying congratulations. Josh, they literally thought Josh was making an announcement that he was having a kid. That was not the case. But Dude, as we're sitting there and they're getting ready for the national anthem. By the way, none of us could breathe after all that goddamn powder. I don't know what the hell it was in that, but it felt like we were being gassed out. We're all sitting there choking into our shirts. I don't know. That girl singing the national anthem had to be pre-recorded. It was ridiculous. But they do the flyover, okay? And I just looked at Josh. I go, aren't these flyovers a joke? I mean, aren't they out of date? The fact they do flyovers for like every NFL game, especially when so many teams play indoors, and they have to show the actual planes going over the goddamn stadium on the big screen because you can't see it. Isn't it the biggest goddamn waste going? So I looked up the cost, how much it costs for a flyover. Do you know how much it costs for a flyover? Anyone?
Too much.
Okay. And it is your
100,000.
tax dollars. Anyone who says it's not your tax dollars because the military says, oh, don't worry about it. We use it as training exercises. We're just asking you to pay the gas. BS. We pay for the military in our taxes. How much? What did you say, Josh? How much for a flyover?
I said 100,000.
What do you say, Mario?
500K.
Between 80,000 and 450,000 per flyover. It depends on what aircraft is going over the stadium. So if it's like two helicopters, it's going to be it's basically going to be 80 grand. Helicopters, dude, how half-ass is that, by the way? If you get a helicopter flyover, I mean, good God, we see better flyovers when there's a high-speed chase on the 5 freeway here in California. That's insane. That's the best we can do. You know, let's pull out something good. So, but man, $450,000 for a flyover, what an absolute joke. You know, Super Bowl, fine, go ahead and do it. And the NFL says, oh, we use it as, or military says we use it as a recruiting technique. I've never been next to anybody at a football game who said, man, I'm joining the goddamn army. You see that thing? You see that stealth bomber? Where do I effing sign? What are you talking about? Flyovers, dude, have to go. It's just a big waste of time, big waste of taxpayer money. None of us buy a ticket to a game to see the flyover. If you do, you got major problems, weirdo.
Okay, that's not.
Oh, really?
You tell me.
Are
you
buying tickets to see a flyover?
No, but you tell me after a couple brewskis and you see a flyover, and you're like, oh my God, man. Like, you don't get a little itch?
No.
Oh.
Never.
All right.
Matter of fact, my dad used to take me to air shows when I was a kid. I hated every one of those. I'd rather go to a soccer game. I hated air shows. And I thought it was ridiculous. The Blue Angels flying so close together. What are we showing off here? Like, you got all these human beings down below. Let's say something goes bad. We're taking the whole goddamn crowd out. Scary. Forget it. Rather be in the ocean with sharks than go to a goddamn air show. Not an air show guy. I'm sorry.
That's so funny. We got one more chat here. Comes from Young West, $2. He says, is QJ a starter by week 6? What do you got, Dave?
God dang it. Dude, I really hope not. I hope those other guys step up. I mean, if he's a starter he'll be a starter week 1 because everyone has to justify why he's here. If he's a starter by week 6, it meant those other guys we spoke about at the beginning of the show aren't doing what we hoped they were going to do. I'm out on QJ.
Like
has anybody figured that out?
By week 6. Yeah, I'm shocked that you're not up on him right now.
Yeah.
Mario, I feel like he's the de facto starter for the whole season almost. Like, even if KLS balls out and Trey Harris balls out, QJ almost has to start because there's not that many other guys on the team.
Yeah. I feel like you'd have to take by week 6, a really earth-shattering game from Smith or Harris, or QJ just has just god-awful where you just can't put him out there on the field. Like Chase Claypool a couple years ago, we're like, dude, this guy just shouldn't be on an NFL field anymore. That's the type of start fight QJ would need to have for that to happen. I just don't see that happening. He has too many times, guys. I feel like anytime you really, really think he's out, he has one play and you're like, okay, now he's back in the good graces.
Yeah, I'm done with QJ. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see QJ prove me wrong, but I think I said that last year, maybe the year before. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I see people in the comments talking
Any
about
final thoughts.
Yeah. You know what? Here you go. You never see, by the way, Mario obviously Mario has something to say to me about my Randy's not happy because I got to do a conversation, I guess, after the show about it. I'm not having a conversation with you after the show, okay? And it's not a dig on the military, but you never hear my rant. You never hear anybody, by the way, you never hear on the news that, you know, some big military attack was taken out by the Blue Angels, you know? What are the Blue Angels for? What do? We just show off? It's just one of our things we stick our chest out for. I'm pro-military, by the way. I don't want to come off anti-military. It's a show-off maneuver. Like Osama bin Laden, if they said he was taken up by the Blue Angels, I would have gone, hell yeah. And finally, but it's not. It seems like a show-off maneuver.
Aren't the Blue Angels like kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yeah. They're the Harlem Globetrotters in the air. They're the Savannah Bananas. That's what they are. They're the military.
Kind of.
I actually have no idea who the Blue Angels are. I'm going to be honest with you.
Blue Angels are they're the guy you can YouTube them anywhere. They're most famous group of pilots. Like it'd be like Tom Cruise should have joined the Blue Angels in Top Gun 3. Would have been hilarious. It's these planes that basically they're right next to each other, like 6 of them. Are you looking at it right now? And and it's just one of those. It's just a show off maneuver. Those planes have to cost a fortune. It's a big deal. I got asked actually to go with the Blue Angels a few times just because I did radio in San Diego, and I was like, no, because they're going to put the camera on me and they're going to take me to Mach 8. I'm going to pass out. I'm going to drool or throw up on myself while I'm unconscious, and they're going to share the video with everybody. I was like, no, I know how this works. I've seen a bunch of guys pass out, which is bizarre to me that they test guys out who don't pass out on like Mach 8. I don't even know what that means, but I've seen Bo Jackson, who's a better athlete than me, pass out. I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy that starts drooling and stuff, unconscious, and then wake up. What happened? You threw up all over yourself when we went to Mach 9. I was like, great. Thanks, guys. Turn my stomach upside down.
Appreciate it, guys. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah. They aren't doing that. What are we doing?
I'm looking at it now. Okay, this looks a little nuts.
It is nuts. And again, you have thousands of people underneath them. If a wing touches another wing, everyone's going down. You're taking out a whole crowd. My dad used to drag me to that. That happens all the time here in San Diego, Miramar. They do it every October. Going to the air show? Nope, not. No desire. I'd rather see the SDFC game.
I went to an air show when I was like, not even an air show. The helicopters are on the ground and the planes are on the ground. And I was like 6 years old in Indiana. I think my older brother was with me and my grandparents took us. And it was in like just nowhere, Indiana. And I'll never forget it. They had like all these planes from every war. And the guys that were like talking about the plane were guys that actually like served. And the moment they probably should have stopped, they kept going. And they're like, this plane, let me tell you something about Nam. And you're like, whoa, like this guy enjoyed it. Like they're telling like those stories, like really brutal, long stories, like a bunch of kids. And I remember my grandparent was like very religious and like happy go happy, like if you ask her something dark that happened in the family, she's like, honey, that never happened. It's like, I'm pretty sure big guy went to jail for like 20 years. But she was just like, oh, honey, those stories aren't true. The guy's like, I was there, like I think about it every night. You're like, Jesus Christ, dude. I just want a brownie.
Think about it every night.
Yeah, like it was. I just remember that look at the planes, and the guys were very over descriptive of what happened. I was like, all right, sounds good, man. I guess thanks for your service. I'm 6 years old. I don't know what color blue is. I think that's blue. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, whew.
If you had to join any branch of the military, what branch would you have joined, Mario?
Dude, I actually just talked about this on a first date, actually. I don't know why. I can't remember how it came up.
She bring it up or you bring it up?
I'm trying to remember. It's somehow like getting drafted came up. And she asked me if I'm ever worried about getting drafted. And I was like, if the draft happened, there's 4 boys in my family. I'm the youngest of the 4. I don't have a kid. I don't have a wife. I'm front line, so I'm probably gone in a month. I'll probably go like Army, try to be a Ranger or Green Beret. And I just really screw the wires up top.
What makes you think the Army would take you, let alone to be a Ranger? What are you talking about?
I think they could, because they would take one look at me
brother
like,
in the living room. The Rangers don't want you.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I would just think of like, yeah, just let's rework the wires up here. That's all I would try to do is rework the wires and just be like, get me ready. I can't do Navy. I don't want the water. I don't want the Marines. Air Force, I'm all set. Coast Guard, someone say Coast Guard. B. Hannon said that. I'm all set. Yeah. I don't think that'd be very fun. Ooh, can't have ADHD
Dude.
in the military. That could be a problem.
Oh my God, dude. My buddy pulls this line all the time, which I love. San Diego's a military town, Mario. I don't know if you're aware,
Yeah.
but obviously it is. And so if he knows, let's say you're in the Navy, he'll say, "Hey man, I was never in the military, man. I always had a lot of respect for you guys. Is it true that guys who couldn't hack it in the Marines joined the Navy?" And dude, they flip out. But he uses it all the time. He'll go to Marines and go, "Is it true that guys who couldn't hack it in the Coast Guard joined the Marines?" Dude, you watch them flip out. He always uses one against the other all the time. Oh my gosh, they get so mad. Everyone is so loyal to their branch, whatever they chose.
Huh. What would you join, Josh?
The Air Force.
Yeah.
I go to the Air Force.
See, I'll tell you right now, I'm not smart enough to be in the Air Force. Josh is smart enough to be in the Air Force. It's the Coast Guard, though. I always say they kind of get cheated. I don't think anyone ever says they're in the Coast Guard and people look at you like, I'm going to say thank you for your service, but I kind of really don't mean it.
What
like
is
they
even
kind
their
of
service?
the
I
Coast
really
Guard-
don't know.
I can't tell you. Obviously, it's water. I don't know the difference of the Coast Guard and the Navy. Like, why do we need a Coast Guard when we have the Navy? Don't know.
You're gonna get killed in the comments for this.
You're
Oh,
gonna
I know I am.
You're
I don't
not
know.
gonna go ruined.
I'm not being a smartass. Honestly, God, anyone in there, I'm not being a smartass, which I always am. I don't know. I wasn't in the military. And just like Josh, and I'm sure Mario too, we all have a ton of family members who are in the military. That's why we're all pro-military. That's not what we're saying. I don't know. And I wouldn't have gone in the draft.
There's that movie
Yeah.
with Ashton Kutcher where it's their Coast Guard and they do some big saves. In that one. That's all I got for you. You have to swim good. I mean, it looked incredibly hard. I remember
You gotta
seeing
swim
it
good in
after, but I'm
everything.
all set.
Yeah, unless you're in the Army, you have to swim good.
That's why I want to do that. I'm not a good swimmer.
Okay. There you go. There you go. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
That's military talk.
Okay,
On
there you
Bull
go. I
Creek
know.
Podcast.
None of this was politically correct, but anyway. All right. Are
Well
we
fun.
done for the day since we're all over the place? Okay, we're all done. So we'll be back on Thursday. It will be game day for these Chargers as they take on the Lions. And we'll get to see some of our guys. As we said, there's a reason to be excited about what's going to happen on Thursday. When before we said it's a preseason game, who cares? You're going to see Omarion Hampton. You're going to see Trey Harris. You're going to see Keandre Lambert-Smith. And you're going to see Darius Davis. That's what Jim Harbaugh said today. So that's an exciting factor. I will be tuning in to watch this game to see those guys. I am interested to see what it looks like. But we will be back on Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time. Appreciate everybody joining us. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for obviously the people that were very nice to pay for chats. Everyone else, if you have a question about the team, the show, whatever, go ahead and leave your comments in the YouTube chat. Josh and I will get to those. But for Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you on Thursday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Please like and subscribe.